Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Turtle Sage, in for another fun-filled episode of Combat Commentary. And this is a special occasion. It's Rich Reviews, or maybe Rich Roast, depending on which movie it is. Well, let's find out. In today's episode, we are going to review the new movie on HBO Max and in theaters, Mortal Kombat! Not quite that movie from 1990s, but it is what it is. All right. So, as you all know, the famed video game that was pivotal to the 90s fighting game world, that is iconic, has made a new movie after all these years. Well, let's talk about the good. All right, so the good. Probably one of the best rope dart scenes I've seen in years was at the beginning of the movie with, you guessed it, everyone's favorite Hellfire Ninja Spectre before he went to hell, Scorpion, aka Hanzo Hazashi. His compound got invaded by the Lin Kuei shinobi, and Sub-Zero was their leader, and it killed his family, and Scorpion took out the majority of them, but in the end wasn't powerful enough to beat Sub-Zero. I.e., he didn't have his iconic fire powers. But it was a good fight nonetheless. Sub-Zero played by Joe Taslim, and Scorpion played by Hiroyuki Sanada. He was also, if you remember him, he's in the movie The Wolverine. Hugh Jackman playing the, iconic Marvel character. It was a good fight. One thing I do appreciate about it is they were also true to what ninjutsu actually looks like. Good use of the katana, and they had some good taijutsu moves, a little here and there. Love that rope dart, obviously, and it was an improvised weapon. His wife was using it as a garden tool. It was a kunai, which is highly accurate. If you study ninjutsu, that's actually what kunai are for. But he improvised it to attach it to a rope, started, cutting loose, literally. Moving on, as far as the fights were concerned, I think that Sonya Blade really impressed me with the way she fights. I'm glad they didn't make her OP because, doing it just for the sake to push the agenda of girl power, such and such. No, she used improvised weaponry. She used modern weaponry, and she did a lot of those takedowns. But she wasn't able to outbox or out kickbox, grown ass men. And here's why I say this as somebody who studies martial arts. If you're not using internal force and you're trying to knock out somebody bigger than you, at least in the case of biological men and women, men on average have about 50% greater, 30 to 50% greater muscle mass and 5% greater bone density. That means fighting like Sonya Blade, being able to go blow for blow externally with, folks like Kano or Jax or whoever, is just not plausible. And I'm glad they didn't do that. No, at one point, she was sparring with Kano, and she did like a little, like a suplex move, like a takedown, which you don't have to have big muscles to do. You can take their balance, get behind them, and it's almost kind of like a halfway sacrifice throw. But it's like they were fighting in the desert. That was cool. I like that. And then she used knives and guns. She's a soldier. Very good. Liu Kang and Kung Lao, the Shaolin monks. What more can be said than that? Okay, typical, it was good kung fu. Nothing too over the top, nothing too CGI'd. Because I'm going to be honest with you, that's the part I was worried about. I don't like wire fu. I don't like CGI. And I think it's because mainly that I can actually do it. When you can actually do the real thing, you're not impressed by parlor tricks and with the camera and theatricality. No, you're impressed with actual athleticism and technique, right? Okay, moving on. Everyone's the final fight with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Again, same as the first fight. This time, Scorpion came out of hell with his fire powers. Last 10 minutes movie. Fight was spectacular. It's everything I thought it would be. Love that. So and those were some of the best parts of the movie. Side note. Okay, well, continuing with the good. Let's talk about characters that stood out to me. Kano. My man Kano. That dude was the MVP. He was the heart and soul of this movie. As much as that can be said, oh my God, his one-liners were legendary. Like, I am a professional troll. I am a meme god. And this Aussie bastard was going in on everybody. Nobody was safe. But Sonya, it was like, oh yeah, they're setting it up for him to be killed by Sonya because he's just body blows on her. And he was so quick with it. And look, I'm not Australian, I'm not Aussie or whatever, but y'all have some funny ass slang words. Like, okay, for the kids that are watching this, cover your ears. Fuck all. The context that y'all use fuck all in is funny as hell. I might have to adopt that one. That's a funny. I'm just put that out there. Shout out to Jim Jeffries, the comedian. I heard him use that one a lot. I like that. It's funny. Man, I shed a tear when, spoiler alert, he gets killed or whatever. But if you played the video game like I have, well, you know how it ends. Anyway, or you've seen the original movie, 1995. So, moving on. Oh, another great character. Not anything she did particularly that was just stood out to me. Melina. That's a fun boy. That is a fine piece of you know what. Sissy Stringer. Best believe she's going into my little. If you follow me on Facebook, it's yeah. I have this little thing called "Welcome to Coco Island." It's video album or photo album that just features, above average looking to flawless looking black women. That's a fine ass bit, boy, man. And the funniest thing, for real, she played Melina. She was on Shang Tsung's team, and he said, Cabal said there are benefits to working with Shang Tsung. Well, there you go. That's one of them. Anyway. Oh, and finally, the character that I liked, and not necessarily a character, but I just like him as an actor. The guy who played Shang Tsung. He's in a lot of stuff. I think he's like Ing Chan or something like that. He's in the show Marco Polo on Netflix. He's the cricket minister, uses praying mantis fighting style. Okay, Netflix, shame on you for canceling that brilliant show too soon. Neither here nor there, but I digress. He's also in The Dark Knight. He plays the guy who's laundering all the money for the gangsters until the Joker outs him as a snitch or whatever. Whatever. And then Batman captures him in Hong Kong. I'm good at calculations, that guy. Anyway, so now that we've covered the good, let's get into the bad. Cole Young. What was the point of him? He had no point. Like, a descendant of Scorpion, you didn't need that. Just have Scorpion in there. He literally had no point. Why would you put him in there? Like, for story, you had the story. You had source material. The cutscenes in the Mortal Kombat 11 video game are better than some of the story that I've seen in this movie. So they lose a lot of points for that one. And this whole, we got to include a Eurasian thing and an Asian mythology thing. I hate it when Hollywood does that, which is why usually when I watch like martial arts action movies, I kind of stick to the Hong Kong made versions, Hong Kong action, because at least, you know, they don't include that BS or whatever. They don't do the whole original kung fu thing. Have a Eurasian or an outright European to play an Asian role instead of a full blooded Chinese or Japanese person. I don't like that. Whatever. So you didn't need to do that, guys. It sounds like something Greg did Greg Berlanski direct this, because that sounds like something he would do, because he's always doing some BS to your favorite DC character. Anyway, moving on. The explanation to why all the warriors got their special abilities, you know, the awakening your arcana hidden power, completely dumb. Why? You basically had something like that could just be explained with, oh, we study qigong. So in that case, Liu Kang manifested fireballs, or Cabal manifested super speed, Kano manifested shooting a laser out of his eye. This is one thing with world building and fantasy stuff that you got to get down. Like Star Wars is kind of like, for example, well, at least they were before, you know, the sequel trilogy, the tier one in terms of making a magic system, the Force. Okay, need a better example? The Avatar universe, the bending of the four elements. That's perfect. That is how you do a magic system. There's sound explanations as to why certain characters are more powerful than the other. For example, Toph Beifong blind, so she has a better connection with the earth because it's feeling, its sensitivity. It's just very pivotal to Southern style martial arts like Wing Chun or Southern Mantis, stuff like that. This explanation, oh, they awakened their arcana, just dumb. There's no good character building. And so because of that, it just kind of just left a sour taste in my mouth. You have all this brilliant source material again. You could have, you know, drawn from that, but you didn't, because lazy writing. Whatever. However, and you had too many interconnecting stories. Should have stuck with the tournament, and during the tournament, you could have had Shang Tsung like having his warriors do little BS moves to plot against the Earthrealm fighters, which would have had the whole intrigue bit to it, like using more ninjutsu, stealthing around, reptile, etc. My opinion. And then you could have Scorpion show up doing little things like he's always been a neutral character. Him going around chasing Sub-Zero, his is a whole revenge bit, and then set it up where Liu Kang fights Shang Tsung. Okay, spoiler alert if you've seen it, he's more motivated to beat Shang Tsung because his bro Kung Lao got murked, got his soul took. That would have set it up for a better ending. And then when Shang Tsung is eventually defeated, then you could set it up. Oh, Shao Kahn. Oh, you think this is over? You've seen nothing yet. Let Mortal Kombat begin. Da, 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 da. Roll credits. So, you had good points, but a lot of it was overshadowed by these very bad points. Minus Melina. Keep her around. Welcome to Coco Island, girl. Sissy Stringer. I see you, girl. Hey, call me. I know Kung Fu too. We can practice together, spar, and get your little side game a little bit better. I don't know. I'm playing. Maybe you can help me. I don't know. Either way, I give the movie a C+. Actually, no, give it a C because there's no excuse for a lot of the stuff that they did. So I'm kind of being harsh on that. So, meh. And oh well, in certain they were good at making the fighters more unique in their terms of the way they fought. However, make it even more unique. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, share, and subscribe if you like what you saw. Be water, my friends. Train hard, you know the rest. Turtle Sage signing out.